Hey, Dean, I'm going to jump right into the questions here. How has the present economic situation impacted your business or just your lifestyle?
So it's been huge over the last 9 months, specifically since February, when we're looking at COVID-19 coming into Canada, and the economy getting stopped, slowed down, and then even the oil prices tanking in March. So my background is like production operator, consultant, and in that I've gone from consulting back into like a commissioning employee role. And then got caught up in layoffs the end of March, which a lot of us did, especially in the oil and gas industry in Alberta. Now, at that time, it was kind of a feeling point of where to go next. And so we've been sitting around. Oh, I shouldn't say sitting around, but there's lots to do on the acreage, right? So, I mean, just planning out what we're going to do around the house, and business development, I guess, is what the next plan was.
Right. So, and moving into that point, like what has changed now? Like what have you had to do? What things have you had to implement to come up with the income that's obviously been lost?
So, I mean, to replace your income, without any notice, without anything kind of, bootstrapping is I guess the best way to put it is just kind of looking around at the market to see what kind of voids maybe needed filled, or what kind of background I had. I might be able to take that into a local economic area there where we could just come into, I live out in Rocky Mountain House, so it was a matter of trying to find something right local that we could fill a void right away to generate some kind of income.
Right.
And that, I mean, it's been extremely difficult because, there's a lot of people that have lost work, but at the same time, look at all the stores that small businesses that have shut down too, so it's kind of how do you fill a niche when you're very limited to what you can do?
Right.
It's not like I can just go and open up a storefront in the middle of April or May and be like, hey, we're open for business. Yeah, it's not how it works. There's lots of
empty stores I hear, so there's lots of real estate you could get into.
You're right. Yeah. But then you got to have an income or a large pot of savings or investment to get into a retail location.
Yeah. And things are moving away
commercial
from retail as well. I mean, it's so much stuff is online. Lots of these big giant retailers are disappearing because they no longer can compete with the small guy that can pull stuff direct from China, get it shipped. So it's not, things have changed. It's not the same environment that it once was.
No, that's exactly it. Yeah. So, and it's, and I mean, what we're doing, if I can just jump right into that, I mean, we're growing microgreens. We've gone into the agricultural production side of things, right? So we grow them indoors under lamps. But at the same time, I'm not even considering any kind of commercial bay. We can do this right out of our house, and we can do the majority of our consumer sales right through Facebook and Instagram. Right.
And that actually gives me a great opportunity to ask my next question. Like, what lessons would you say that you've learned through this time now, especially with opening up a micro business, because it's a small operation. It's just you and your wife. So like, what lessons have you learned moving forward as we get to that place where, we call it normal again, I guess? I don't know what we'll call it.
Well, I mean, the first thing that we had to look at was we had to do this with minimal investment, and we had to do it with the lowest expenses we could possibly come up with.
Right.
And the agricultural area being that we were already on an acreage. We had room to bring in shelving units and the lights. And I mean, the investment in itself wasn't large.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like we're out there building cell towers or drilling gas wells or something like that, right? Like we're talking hundreds of dollars or even $1,000 or $2,000 to get this thing going.
Yeah.
So, but the biggest thing was just like bootstrap it and keep the expenses as low as you can.
Right. Right. And that kind of leads into my next question is, you know, what advice would you give new entrepreneurs that are maybe in that situation where they've lost their main source of income? They're no longer working, but they're thinking, I don't want to be tied to an employer that doesn't value, you know, the service that I've put in, or that is in an industry where things can change overnight and I can go from having a long-term position to being laid off or completely let go in really a blink of an eye.
Oh man, can I speak to this question over and over? We could talk for hours about this topic.
Yeah.
So, as you know, previously I've owned a business. We did a wireless internet service provider.
Yeah.
We ran that for 5 years. Did well, sold it.
Yeah.
And then got back into kind of like an employee role, even though it was contracting.
Yeah.
It was still replicated a job.
Yeah.
I worked for somebody else.
Yeah.
And I've done that for like 2 years. We did that for 2 years. But I mean, working for yourself is just, you can't compare it to anything else. I mean, you have to dump in more time than you ever would into a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
It's not a 30, 40 hour a job or hour a week job.
Yeah.
You're looking at 40 to 60 hours.
Yeah.
And if you're getting started, you could dump in more hours than that.
Right. Yeah.
You have to be able to dump that time into it. But from previous learning experience, bootstrap it, do it with your own money, your own earned money, cash. Don't try to stay away from the loans.
Yeah.
Try to stay away from like partnerships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just, keep your expenses as low as you can, because when markets turn around, as we saw with COVID-19 and the oil prices dropping, I mean, you don't even have a week to react in regards to changing up how you're going to start doing things.
Right.
So you have to, your financial perspective has to be on par to be able to be ready for that.
Yeah, no, that's really good advice. I think it's about being prepared and not expecting that somebody else is going to take care of you. I think we've come into a day and age now where we can't rely on our jobs or pensions or any of those kind of things, because we have no guarantee. There's nothing that says it's going to be there. So we really need to be prepared for ourselves and have maybe another plan or maybe another option in the background waiting to just step into, so that it's not so drastic and dire.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, if you have to go work a part-time job or a 9-to-5 job to kind of help you get going, I mean, you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
To keep the bills paid.
Definitely. You want your kids to eat, otherwise they start to complain.
It's a thing.
So what are your plans going forward now? Like your plans into the future here?
So this is a great question. I'm excited about this. I'm really looking forward into moving forward. Right now, I got accepted into a program called Business Work Central Alberta. And within that program, they really help you develop your business plan right from concept. So I needed it because I needed somebody else, a coach or somebody like that, to be able to ask questions and make me think about different areas of the business that I haven't considered.
Right.
Just for example, going over like questionnaires as you're looking at developing this business and trying to find your niche and whatnot. I mean, I didn't do that previously, and I can see the benefit of it now, where it can very much change the direction of the business.
Right.
So, I mean, what we're doing is we are going to be growing microgreens. So basically, it's just let's call them premature vegetables.
Okay.
It's just a leafy green, so they get anywhere from a couple of inches to a 6-inch shoot. And they're packed full of nutrition. And the idea is that you add that to your salads and your other meals.
Yeah.
And we have it available through consumers. And we're going to be looking at reaching out to businesses, restaurant and retail. And I mean, that's just going to be central Alberta.
Yeah.
At this point, right? Because like I said, we're just getting started.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's huge potential on the agricultural side. People are really still focusing on looking at eating healthier. They're looking at keeping their, they want to know where their food's coming from, who their food is coming from. And so that's kind of what we're developing is our own micro farm. To fill that need.
And what's cool is, I mean, through all of this, a lot of what's happened is people are going more local. They're not wanting to have their food come from, Mexico or someplace else, or the products that they're using. A lot of people are really focused on how can we support local people and local producers right here in our own backyard. So I think you've really found something that really speaks to that desire, that want. And I think that's really cool. I was excited to have you on today because of the fact that you are definitely that beginning stage of recovery in Alberta. You're one of those entrepreneurs that are stepping out there and going, okay, well, I need to do something, and I see a hole in the market, and so I'm going to fill that hole. And I just think that's really cool. So why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, how people can contact you, and get some of your product.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're Hiberna Farm. Hiberna basically standing for Northern. It's Latin, and I have to ask my wife every time what it means. But anyway, we live on the north side of a hill, so it's just kind of in reference to northern living accommodation. So anyway, Hiberna Farm. We are a micro farm, so we grow microgreens, so pea shoots, sunflower shoots, broccoli, radish, and then we get into the herbs as well. They'll be coming here, and the idea is that we package these up into retail consumer packages where we're selling 2-ounce containers for $5, and they can be added to your salads, to your soups. To a lasagna, you just add it for extra flavor. And then restaurants can use them as a garnish, because there's different flavors that we can do, like the beet or the radish, a mustard. We can add different kinds of colors, like amaranth is really, really bright purple. So is and cilantro for additional looks. And then in regards to contacting us, you can get us through our Facebook page, Hiberna Farm. We have a website, hibernafarm.com. That's slowly kind of getting developed here. We're got a meeting about that tomorrow so that we can really focus on like online orders. It'll just be easier for us to fulfill those as we grow.
For sure.
And then, you can email me at info@hibernafarm.com. And I can get back to them with any other of the information they need, nutritional or otherwise. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm always open. Being
and I'll make sure to put all that stuff up in the link or in the description as well. So
fabulous.
Yeah, we'll make sure that you got your email there. We'll make sure that we've got your website there and your Facebook, like a link to your Facebook page as well. And that way it's just easier for people to be able to contact you and connect right through link or LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Right here. And if you're watching this, you got to this point here and you're just interested in what's going on, just leave like a thumbs up or, like a little heart for what Dean's doing. And just let us know that you're paying attention, that you're actually seeing what's going on here and that you're excited about what's happening in Alberta. I just want to thank you, Dean, so much for coming onto my show here and just sharing your experience here and, some of the tips that has got you to this place here. And I just wish you the best of luck in your business here. And I just know that it will grow and get bigger and explode. And I'm looking forward to watching that happen.
I appreciate your time, Todd, and having me on. It's would love to teach people how to do the entrepreneurial startups, because I think that has slowly become a passion of mine. And as I'm starting up my second business.
No, that's awesome. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.